so hood. I'm so fucking hood. What up, guys? Well, back in the old car, doing the old thing. Just going to work, huh? They call that going back to the old grind, huh? Yeah, I'll be doing this for a bit. I don't have any time off coming up anytime soon, I don't think, unless I use something. I do need to get to Galloping Ghost more. I do need to do that. Like, seriously, I need to get my ass out there. I can't say enough that I put that off so much, and I need to stop doing that. Because someday, if that's not around, that'd be awful, you know? And that kind of stuff can happen anytime, you know? So I really need to, like, appreciate it and not act like it's going to be around for another 30 years or something like that, you know what I mean? I need to get my butt out there. No reason I'm not going out there, like, once a month or something, or once every other month. I'd say once every other month, once every 2 months, so once every 8 weeks I should go out there. Right? I think that's fair. But anyway, back to the old stuff here. Had a lot of fun in Miami. You guys knew all about that. It was fun. It was great. Awesome. But I'm ready to go back to work. We're fine. No saltiness here. I'll talk a little bit about what I was doing. I watched some Great White North last night. He is a pretty cool streamer. He played Gunsmoke for me, which was awesome. So I watched that this morning when I was working out and getting together and everything. Getting everything together. And it was really fun. But I had trouble on that ninja stage. That ninja stage is easily the hardest one, I think. That and the last level. Last level's tough too. But the ninja stage, that's that first difficulty spike where it really goes up. But awesome game. Gunsmoke, guys. Play it. I want that CIB one day. I need to get that. But other than that, I've been playing RoboCop on the Xbox. And yes, I'm looking forward to the new one coming out. Yeah, I played RoboCop. I'm on the last level of that, so I'll have that done soon. That's why you haven't seen me stream. Playing some stuff offline. I think I'm going to play some SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. I'm going to really dive into that, get into that here soon. I really want to beat WCW wrestling because I was watching somebody play at 616 Entertainment. I was watching him play WCW, and I grew up with that game, and I'd like to get through it and beat it. But it's really a grind. It really is. I know Stampede Gaming beat that too. That was pretty cool. I gotta watch that. But anyway, other than that, guys, I'm looking forward to Prison City coming out. Prison City is going to come out first on Steam on like the 22nd or 23rd or something like that. I forget the date exactly. I think I am going to go ahead and play it on Steam though, just because I can use my Xbox controller. So I think I'll go ahead and use it. We'll see. I could wait for it to come out on the Switch, but they haven't given a date yet. And I don't want to wait like too long. I kind of wanted to play it. It's a mixture of like Shatterhand and Power Blade. That's what it looks like to me. Looks like a really cool game made by Retroware TV, which is pretty cool. Hopefully that's a good game. I think it will be. Other than that, I've been waiting for RoboCop Rogue City to come out on the new systems. That'll be fucking awesome. I know it will. And I just got Madden this week, so I've been playing a little bit of Madden, dabbling. I've played like 4 games or so. Some games I whoop on the team. Some games I don't. It's definitely close. I just have a lot to learn. I haven't played Madden in so long. I haven't played Madden since the Bears had Jay Cutler. I mean, it's been a while, man. So, yeah, it's definitely hard to get used to, like, just how they move and having to use the sticks and stuff like that. There's a lot that I'm not ready for, you know? So I have to do a lot of training, basically, when playing it before I start, like, a franchise or something. But I got it just because I thought it'd be fun to get a football game this year and play a franchise and stuff like that. Thought it'd be fun. But, what's the topic of today's video, huh? I thought it would be fun to talk about what's your favorite controller. What are some of your favorite controllers? Well, I'll start off by saying the GameCube controller is really good. It's a very comfortable controller. Super Nintendo controller is awesome. And then I like the NES controller, but I like the dog bone. I like the more circled things. And you know one thing I'll say too with the NES is kind of like, don't sleep on the NES Advantage. The NES Advantage is really good for some games, dude. I know I did some playthroughs with the NES Advantage. I did like an NES Advantage stream, and we got through a whole bunch of games that day. And I thought of, like, when I was watching Great White North play Gunsmoke, man, you might want to try the NES Advantage. That might be really good for that game. How you can kind of roll your hands with the joystick. It's got the turbo on it, because I know he was using some turbo for a while. Yeah, that's one of those shooters where you got to hit the button every time. See, I don't know. I have no problem with that, but some people just can't do it, and they must have, like, carpal tunnel or something. I definitely feel pain sometimes, but, like, it's not anything that, like, locks up or something. So, yeah, that sucks, but it has, NES Advantage has that turbo thing on it, so you can totally use that. But, yeah, the Super Nintendo controller is probably my favorite. It's just the most comfortable. I think the PS2 is okay as well. I do think the PS2 is all right. It's not the most perfect, but it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. And I think, like the original PlayStation, I don't like that one as much. It's like you have to have those analogs. That D-pad was kind of brutal on the PS1, you know? So that's why I would say that's why PS2 is probably better for me, is when they start getting that analog out. And I know they had analog on PS1 as well, but it kind of came later, and it was only for certain games. But it's kind of rough to go back to just the PS1 original controller with that D-pad. It's kind of bad. But, yeah, other than that, guys, those are some of my favorite controllers. I've been playing the original Xbox. I've been using the Duke Xbox controller. I like that for a weird reason. I don't know why. I just like how it feels, and I guess it just kind of puts you back in that time when that was the new controller, and like that was the new system, and it was like this fucking edgy, badass system, you know? I feel like Sega Genesis had the same like feel when the Sega Genesis came out. It was supposed to be that extreme, edgy, you know, the cool kids played this. And that's what I think Xbox was going for, too. Like, it boots up that boom. It is kind of cool. Every time you turn it on, it's like it puts you back there. Like, this was the console that was like, damn. You know? Like Farouk would say, damn! Damn! Anyway. Yeah, so those are some of my favorite controllers, though. But I would say the top three are GameCube, Dog Bone NES, Super Nintendo. Those three are the three main ones. The only thing I don't like about the GameCube controller is I don't like how the back triggers, they take long to push down. It's like a big button. It's like you have to push it in, then push the button, you know? It's too big, you know? Where I like how, like, the Super Nintendo bumper shoulder button just is immediate. You know what I mean? It works really well. It's a great layout. And that D-pad's good too. But Sega Genesis gets the award for loudest controller. You guys ever notice when people are playing Sega Genesis, including myself, when we're streaming and stuff like that, how loud the controller is? I always laugh about it. Like, you can just hear it so much. It cracks me up. But the 6-button Sega Genesis controller is pretty fucking good. That's a good controller. I'd say it's pretty solid. There's just not a lot of games where you use X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? I feel like I never use those. It's always ABC. And for some reason, when I play with the Genesis, I always want that original controller, you know? But when I'm doing NDRs and stuff, it's definitely that 6-button Genesis controller, for sure. For sure. But, so that's definitely a quality controller. Controllers are important, man. Oh, how did I leave out the 360 controller, dude? 360 controller is pretty fucking sick. That was a good controller. So I would say that's like my top ones. You have NES Dogbone, GameCube, not in any particular order, by the way, Super Nintendo, and then probably the 360. That's probably what it is. But my best controller of all time, the Super Nintendo controller, dude. That's probably the best one. That's pretty much just a really good controller. There's enough buttons for everything. It's got a good D-pad. It's got good shoulder buttons. Feels good. It's a good controller. But anyway, guys, that's about all I got to say about that. Let me know what your favorite controllers are. Have you ever played with the Jaguar controller or anything like that? The Jaguar controller, honestly, is like not that bad. It's not that bad, but it's just, there's no good games. So, you know, but I have played with it before. I could tell a funny story, but everybody will probably get triggered by it. So maybe I won't. But I played a Jaguar once at Classic Game Fest. That was the first convention I ever went to. And a guy had it at his booth, and I had never even seen a Jaguar like right in front of my face. So I turned and I was like, hey man, can I play this real quick? He's like, absolutely, so I brought it, hell yeah. And he's like, what game? I said, you know what, I've never played it before. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, oh, you got to play this then. And he put on Tempest 2000. It was fun. It was a fun game. I could tell you more about it, but let me know if you guys, drop it in the comments if you want to hear the Tempest 2000 Jaguar story. But I don't like to tell too many stories because people get triggered by what I say. So the point of these videos is not to piss people off, and Megadan's a badass, okay? That's not the point of these videos. so I try to keep it to where we just talk about a topic and tell you guys what I'm playing. The original point of What's Really Hood was, what am I playing? What am I doing? And then you tell me what you're playing and what you're doing. It's one of the first things I ask when I start streaming. What's everybody playing? Because we all got that in common, right? But yeah, guys, back to reality. Back to real life. Trying to get good at Madden. We'll see what happens. That's going to take a little bit. I have a little bet with my nephew. I have to play my nephew in Madden. I told him after a month. I said, after a month, I'll play it. We're going to go. I said, I haven't played a while, man. You got to give me a chance to, like, catch on to the game. You've been playing every year. Give me a minute. But I showed him. I had a really lucky game the first time I played or something like that. I don't know what happened because I can't mimic it again. I've had 2 big wins. I beat the Lions my very first game. I was the Bears every time. I beat the Lions like, what was it, 30-something to 10 or something. And then I beat the Titans like 27 to 10 or something. But then I've had some rough games against the Cowboys and the Packers where it was like neck and neck, and I lost. But I'm also adjusting the time of the games. Like 6-minute quarters with accelerated clock was way too fast of a game. You don't even have time to come back. Like if you're up by 14, you basically won. You know, at least that's how I am. I take long drives though. I'm not one of these one-trick ponies where I just pass bombs. You know, I fucking look for the open guy. I run the ball. I play like real life basically. So it takes me a while to get down the field, but I can get down. But anyway. I have a little bet with him that I have to play him. So I have to play him. And then I have to play Josh's son, too, Cohen. I know he wants to play me, too. So I got to play those guys. But we'll play. But I got it because I want to play franchise. I just haven't done that in forever. I'm always turned on like Madden 94 and shit and playing franchises. I want to play this and just try it. I'm pumped for football and shit, too, so I'm ready to freaking play. But anyway, guys, I guess that's all I got to say. I'll talk to you later, and I'll be honest with you, that's really it.